Hello, hello, my panda pals, and welcome back. Today we're gonna recap Love in Paradise, Season 4, Episode 7. On the docket, we have Ani and her charming man, and we have Luke and Madeleine. So let's dive right in. Sit down, buckle up, and let's go for a ride. Starting off with Ani and Kyle. Last episode, Ani tells her friend that she wants to have a proper relationship with a man who has a point system for affection and eats food off of a plate like he's trying to get the plate to finish. It's a new day and Steph is finally meeting Annie's dream man. Ani tells us that she's so grateful Steph is here to be a sounding board for her because she just can't figure out on her own whether this relationship is worth fighting for or not. Which to me is kinda nuts, considering this man has showcased zero desirable qualities to have in a partner. Zero. Annie's Mr. arrives and is his usual charming self. He literally says, "Hi, nice to meet you. I shoot my baby batter into people for a living. Ha 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 ha."
Does she know I get people pregnant? Like, I do that?
Stephanie is not that impressed. Join the club! And Ani is like, it's weird that he started a conversation with a person he just met by bringing up his addiction to donating his baby batter. Right? Steph asks him how important donating is to him, and he says it is ultra important. And she goes on to ask why he hasn't donated through a clinic.
You always want the interaction with a woman, so a clinic would never be an option.
Well, it's just too cold and clinical.
This dump of a man goes on to justify that clinics put the baby batter in a vial and then just slap a number on it, so the women who get them don't have a deeper connection with the donor. So he's honestly really doing these women a solid by allowing them the opportunity and privilege to get closer to him. He tells us these women count on him and he has an obligation to them.
You know, but the donating doesn't really hurt anyone.
Well, her.
Oh, he meant to say donating doesn't hurt anyone who matters. Ani says that she is so conflicted because she can see the shine of happiness in his eyes when he talks about donating, and girly, I do not know how to tell you this, but that is not the shine of happiness. It is the shine of madness. Get up and run. Steph asks if he would give up donating for Ani or if this has to be a part of their future.
I'm getting older, and so I'm trying to do better to figure it out. Like trying to figure things out right now.
Steph goes on to say, so you're trying to figure it out, and Ani is the woman who inspired you to do this? And Ani is over here blushing like she was the one who was special enough to change him. I get it. Like, I get this whole taming a wild horse, reforming a bad boy. I get it. I don't really know why women have this affinity for broken men and the deep desire to fix them, but I guess that is why we all thirsted over Spike in our teens and why we are all romancing Asterion in our 30s.
We have this. We have this.
What we have? This one.
Spiritual connection.
We have a spiritual
Yeah,
connection.
like a little...
Yeah, we have that.
Kyle goes on to say that he's working on changing just for her. And then he slaps her on the knee a couple of times and says, "See, this is me being affectionate. This is one of the things she wanted me to work on." Steph asks how he would like to proceed with Ani, and he says that he would like to continue what they have and build on their love and affection. And Steph cheers them on.
Oh my God.
Okay, cheers. Yeah, we make up. Cheers.
Okay.
I think you fit really well together.
Steph is either stupid or a terrible friend. Cause she goes on to say that she thinks that he is a very warm person and he looks like he's genuinely willing to change for her. However, she has also spent the last 7 months listening to Ani talk about and complain about all of their problems. So I'm honestly kind of shocked that she is not more skeptical about his intentions. Unless she secretly wants Ani to have a terrible life. Ani goes on to tell us that she thinks she's been looking at their relationship from the entirely wrong perspective, and maybe there is something here worth fighting for.
Kyle wants to work on our relationship. That makes me hopeful and open. I just hope he doesn't end up hurting me.
Ani and her Prince Charming head back to his rental, and she tells us that it is very clear that he has never had a girlfriend in his life telling him to keep his place tidy or to clean up when he knows someone is visiting. Because as she walks around, she can see a trash can on the table, a bunch of empty water bottles hanging around, and his clothes are in a pile in the closet and not hung up or put away. Her handsome beau is like, I mean, it's all going into a suitcase soon, so who cares? And I am gagging on my tongue right now because I actually kind of agree with him. Ooh. When I'm traveling, I pretty much live out of my suitcase. I am a tad bit tidier than he is, but I do pretty much just keep my clothes in a pile in my suitcase. Vogue's Sexiest Man Alive suggests that they move to the couch to get a little more comfortable, and Annie tells him it kind of feels like a doctor's office because the lights are so bright and she wants to have more cozy vibes. So he gets up to turn off a single light and it looks largely the same, but I guess it's cozy now. Anyway, they get to the couch and Annie resumes her lessons on how to be a good boyfriend.
First, I need a warm pullover because I'm cold.
Okay, I'm gonna
You
get
should
there.
always ask me, are you cold?
Are you cold, baby?
Annie tells us that she really thinks she has found someone special, and Steph has made her see that their connection was all that mattered. So, moving forward, she is going to make every effort to make this relationship work.
I wonder what important conversation we could have.
Maybe that he stuck his naked pee-pee inside 2 other women and did not tell you about it. That seems like a pretty important conversation to have. God's gift to the earth tells us that things are pretty awkward right now because when women come over to his place, it's not really this cutesy and emotional, so this is kind of new for him, but it's nice. Annie asks why he hasn't been in a relationship before, and he jokes saying it's because he was saving himself for her, and Annie is like, yeah, haha, let's pretend I laughed a whole bunch at that, and can you be serious and tell me why? Like, why choose donating over having a relationship? He says that he did put in a real effort to find someone to date, but as hard as it is to believe, it was so difficult for him to find someone to just like him.
He had a couple of bad experiences that made a hole inside, and sperm donations make him feel like I'm wanted.
They head to the bed to cuddle, and Annie does say, we are only cuddling, but I have the right to change my mind. Obviously, we all know that they did the nasty, and Annie, that is a nasty!
I'm feeling like everything is so natural between him and me. My heart is telling me to stay the night. I hope I don't regret this.
Moving on to Madeleine and Luke. Last episode, Madeleine and Luke kiss and make up despite not having actually talked about or resolved anything. It's a new day and Madeleine tells us that after not seeing Luke for 4 months, she really expected his visit to be nothing but romance and amazing and fuzzy, but it's just been a horrible mess. She tells us that she's still upset about Luke asking for a prenup, and she still is on the fence about whether she's even going to sign one or not. In need of some cheering up, she decides to take Luke out dancing because honestly, she could really use a good laugh right about now.
I know this is gonna to be so much funny because Luke is gringo.
Luke walks in looking like a disco C-3PO and is like, I'm ready to salsa. And Madeleine is like, no, you are not. Go change. And he leaves, changes, comes back, and he's like, okay, now I'm ready to salsa. And Madeleine is like, oh my God, why do I love this man? Oh, right, money.
How's this one? Okay, I found one.
They head out for dinner and Madeleine is teaching Luke how to salsa, and I'm kind of confused because this does not look like a place where people go to salsa. There is no music playing, there is no one else dancing, and all of the patrons are looking at them like, the f are these fools doing right now? As if salsa dancing in the middle of that establishment is not the norm.
It's okay.
A random dude who's been watching steps in and asks Luke if he can dance with her, and Luke is like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. And Madeleine looks at Luke with some stank face and is like, bro, are you for f***ing real right now? Also, to this random man, thank you for asking Luke if you can dance with his girl, but you also have to ask Madeleine if she wants to dance with you. It is clear that Madeleine is a little annoyed, but she does put on a good face and dance with a stranger who then goes on to teach Luke a few of his moves. Luke is able to get in a few steps without fumbling and the entire room cheer him on, including this man who wins the award for being the biggest hype man in Colombia. Madeleine tells us it is difficult for her to stay mad at Luke when he's trying so hard to cheer her up. And it does not hurt that she is having such a good time laughing at him. Luke dips her and gives her a kiss, breaking one of her nails in the process.
I got the nail. Sorry.
I can't really tell if this is playful because Madeleine does look legit mad at times, but then also smirks and smiles at other times. When Luke pushed her, it was definitely a gentle push, and Madeleine just stumbles that much because she's wearing 10-inch heels, and she's so skinny that if you whistled in her general direction, she'd just blow away. But when Madeleine pushes Luke, yo, girl does that shit with her whole body. The pair are packing for a mini trip to Guatape, and Madeleine's suitcase is overflowing. Madeleine tells Luke that he absolutely sucks at packing and tells him to just go away so she can do a better job. Madeleine's suitcase has a bunch of crap in it. There is fur sticking out. She's got these huge clunky ass shoes that she's trying to fit in, and I'm like, y'all are going glamping. Why do you need any of that? The pair get to their camping spot, and it's actually pretty cool. It's this white dome tent with a balcony, and it has a killer view. The two take a little swim and then bask in the setting sun to soak up in each other's love for each other, and Madeleine says everything is perfect, and she tells us that she really hopes this trip means all of the bad stuff can stay behind them. Luke, on the other hand, is like, I really want to go home with the confidence that everything is gonna be okay, but I don't know.
Brian texted me saying he had something to tell me about Madeleine. He said that there's a rumor going on about her, but I'm worried.
It's the next morning and the two wake up, and these two have such a violent relationship. Like, I get that they are being playful, but damn, can y'all just chill? Then they fool around wearing all of this fur and crap and start kissing, and I'm like, I cannot believe she packed all of this crap to go glamping. The two head down for breakfast.
You're such a teenager.
Yeah, she is. She is quite literally a teenager. You are dating a teenager. Do not date a teenager if you can't deal with dating a teenager. Luke tells us that this is not the first time someone has brought up rumors about Madeleine. He says that in the past, people have said she was hooking up with another guy, and she denied it vehemently, which he chose to believe. So now he's really nervous about what these new rumors can be. Madeleine says that she's gonna confront Brian today about why he's sticking his nose all up in their business and trying to make a mess of everything. She's mad at him because he is the one that suggested Luke get a prenup in the first place.
I want you to be okay.
You think I am okay?
I had hoped you had some time to think. I thought we had some really good conversation. I had tried to explain my point.
Madeleine is like, it is not your point when they are all things Brian told you to say. Also, he's only given you a few days to think about it, and you guys did not have a good conversation about it, and he did not explain it well at all. So, no, no, and no. Luke says that the prenup conversation would have happened whether Brian had brought it up or not. He says that the prenup is a failsafe, and if she just takes a leap of faith with him, he will continue to sacrifice everything for this relationship. And Madeleine is like, bro, you think this relationship is a sacrifice? Luke then firmly explains that he has had to sell everything in order to buy an apartment in Colombia so that he could get his visa and move here to be with her. And Madeleine is like, yeah, you did that on your own. I did not ask you to do it. It is not a sacrifice if no one is forcing you into it.
In order to make it work, I had to
How
do
you
things.
talk to me? When you gonna to learn to respect to me? When?
Okay, my gut reaction to her response is, baby girl, are you dumb? Of course it is a sacrifice if he gives up something because he wants to be with you, even if you did not ask him to do that. And then I remember, oh my God, she's 19. Of course she is behaving this way or thinking this way. And I know that there are a lot of people way older than her that also behave and think this way, but the difference is when a 30-year-old does that, you're like, whoa, that's weird. You are acting very dumb. And when a 19-year-old does it, you think, nothing, because they're acting like they're 19. They're acting their literal age. And I don't want to shit all over Madeleine for being immature and a baby because she is literally immature and a baby. Like, she is young and very inexperienced in life. Madeleine cries and asks Luke why he thinks that she helps him and supports him in everything he chooses to do.
I think that I am the best opportunity that you have.
Best opportunity, you think I have it? Oh, you think I see you like opportunity?
Madeleine tells us that she cannot understand why Luke can't see that she genuinely loves him. She loves him like she's never loved anyone before, which, I mean, you are 19, so that's not really the grand claim that you think it is. And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. If you like this video and you are not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing and joining this awesome panda party. I also wanted to give a huge shout out to my first 5 channel members. Thank you so much for becoming Panda patrons. I appreciate your generosity so much. If you would like to learn about becoming a Panda patron yourself to give yourself another avenue to support the growth of my channel, check out the link in the description below. I hope you guys had a great time today, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!